Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today, well, what we're going to be talking about is the new Pokemon games coming out. So I've seen the trailers, a couple of them. They seem interesting. A lot of interesting stuff that's coming out for these new games. So from everything I can see, it looks like they're taking some inspiration from Pokemon Let's Go, which of course took inspiration from Pokemon Go. So all the Pokemon that you're seeing are apparently in this game going to be just wandering around in the wild. There's not going to be any more random battles, at least not any random wild battles anymore. So that seems to be a thing that's going to be happening. So that's interesting. Not entirely sure how I feel about that, but certainly interesting. Let's see. They also have the new feature where I forget what they called it, but it makes the Pokemon go like super giant, and that seems like it could be cool, especially seeing as it only lasts for 3 turns. So, we're talking some extra strategy thrown into the mix. On top of that, you're going to see some of the bigger Pokemon out in raid battles, which again, major inspiration from Pokemon Go. I mean, let's be honest, that's hugely ripped off from Pokemon Go. So, and I'm sure they know, it's the same company making the games. So, yeah, or at least one of the same companies. They both got the Pokemon company. Their partner's a little different, instead of Game Freak, they got, instead of Niantic, who does Pokemon Go, they've got Game Freak, who does, all the main series games. So, they've got that as a difference, but, yeah, the Pokemon company makes both. So, yeah, obviously taking off, completely ripped off from Pokemon Go. Highly doubt anything's going to come of that legally because, again, same company. Anyways, going off topic, rambling a little on that point. That aspect does seem interesting, though. So, what I think would be, it has special Pokeballs that you throw after the raid battle. My hope is that what it'll do is this. It'll split the giant Pokemon into 4 regular-sized Pokemon, 1 for each person. So that's my hope as to how it goes. It would make a lot of sense that would be how it works. So yeah. Let's see. What else is there? It looks like there's multiplayer in the game, so that's cool. Hopefully more than just in the wild area. What else? Well, we know that the Pokemon run wild and free in the wild area. That might not be true for the rest of the game, though. So we might still have random encounters. That actually might still be a thing, now that I think about it. Because it was only shown that they're wandering free in the wild area, which apparently is a new area. It's probably, from the looks of it, that area is basically a little late game area where, yeah, you basically play like it was Pokemon Go kind of game. So that appears to be how that part works. Let's see. What else is there? They mentioned that there were some new Pokemon. For instance, we got to look at the 2 legendaries, which looked very similar to one another. One just looked like a dog with a big shield for a head, and then the other one was, of course, a dog with a sword in its mouth. Yeah. That was something. I've seen worse Pokemon designs. Let's see. I mean, it is kind of cool, but it is also kind of basic. They look very similar to one another. Let's see. What else do we... what other info was there to unpack? The gym battles looked kind of cool, but that was nothing too fancy. They put a lot of emphasis on that, but it was yeah, there's definitely some interesting stuff in this game. One thing that I did notice was not included was the fact that they did not show any new evolutions, something I'm really hoping they give, because this is Gen 8 and every single even generation has had at least one evolution. If you don't know, evolution is an evolution of the Pokemon Eevee, which currently has 8 evolutions. And the 8 evolutions, we had 3 from the Gen 1, then we had 2 in Gen 2, 2 more in Gen 4, and then 1 more in Gen 6. We really are. There were none in Gen 7, which was somewhat expected, but we really are due for more in Gen 8. And I would be very disappointed if there aren't evolutions in this game. Like, we need new evolutions for Eevee. It's just one of the things that me, and I know not just me, I know there's a lot of other people that agree with this, that really love all the evolutions of Eevee, or the evolutions as they are now known, actually canonically. That term actually started out as a fan term that Nintendo's like, yeah, that's cool, we're gonna use that. So Nintendo actually stole the term evolutions from the fans, which is kind of cool. Let's see, what else do we got? So I'm really hoping that's a thing. I'm really hoping that we get at least 1 new evolution, hopefully more. I'd really love to see a lot more evolutions in the future, preferably all of them eventually. Let's see, what else is there to this game to unpack? Can't think of anything off the top of my head. I think I've unpacked just about all the interesting stuff. I mean, there are a couple new Pokemon they mentioned. Sort of interesting, I guess. The fact that you don't need HM slaves anymore was something that was mentioned, but that's not really new. That actually was around in the previous generation as well. So that actually came around in Gen 7. So not really a new thing. It just means they're keeping up with it. They also had the release date, which, November, was it November 16th, something like that? Or 15th, something like that. So that's cool. We got a release date. We know when to look forward to the game. But that's really all there is. Hopefully that they're going to have more stuff. Hopefully more interesting stuff coming in the future. Really, the only stuff is they introduced a couple of Pokemon. Seemed like a random assortment of new guys, but nothing too crazy interesting, to be honest. So, other than the stuff that I mentioned. But yeah, I will most likely be getting it. Have not ordered the games yet, pre-ordered the games yet. I'm really hoping that these evolutions come out, but yeah, so hopefully they come out. Because this is going to be the new game on the Switch. It'll be the first actual console game for Pokemon, for the first main series console game. True main series. I mean, there's Pokemon Coliseum. Then I think there's Coliseum 2. There's Pokemon Coliseum. Then there's Pokemon XD, I think, or DX or whatever it was. And yeah, there were a couple of them back in the GameCube era. Those were pretty cool, actually. But other than that, not really anything. So these, other than those, which only sort of count, these will be the first main series Pokemon games on console. So that's actually kind of a big deal. That's really all I have to say about these games, though. If you guys have anything you want to say, please leave something down in the comment. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Definitely helps support the channel. If you like the video, give me a like. That's definitely appreciated. If you want to check out more of my content, you can always subscribe up there in the top corner. And as well, you can check out some of my new other videos right down there. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you.